This is the second battle in round 2 of the YouTuber tournament between Achilles and Attila the Great. Achilles is commanding Tylis and Attila the Great is commanding Rome. The map is Armavir, your favorite map in the world. Peculiar Tylis build from Achilles. He's got 6 Celtic warriors with 2 chevrons. Celtic warriors will already defeat Stati on the charge. Giving them chevrons is going to increase their melee attack a bit further. It's going to increase their morale up to almost 50, and it's going to increase their melee defense. He has 2 mercenary Thracian peltas, perhaps to deal with elephants. These raiding horse are also going to be able to deal with cavalry and elephants very effectively. His main line is 6 tribal warriors. He has 6 Celtic warriors. And then on his flanks he has 2 Thracians. His general is an Oathsworn, so this Tylis build is going to be difficult for Rome to handle. Rome has some legionary cavalry hidden in the woods there, so a total of 5 equites and legionary cavalry. For the main Roman army I believe we have 6 Stati. In the center we have Principe, actually. Interesting. Principe, veteran legionaries. Principe aren't bad units. They have a good melee attack for their price. They have good armor, good health. Their morale is a bit on the low side, but they are, for what you get out of them, they are good units. Their charge bonus is just so terrible. But still, if they can get into infantry that is already engaged, they're going to be able to grind it out and get a lot of kills with their high melee attack. So both players just walking their armies up to meet each other. Nothing fancy happening just yet. Raiding horse moving up to push away the legionary cavalry, presumably. Legionary cavalry moving around the flanks here, nicely done by Attila. But where are the legionary cavalry going to do their thing? There are 2 lines of infantry here. There are tribals in support. There are peltasts. There are Thracian warriors. Any unit of legionary cavalry that's going to try to get into the backlines of Tylis here is going to have a short and a bloody life back there. Some skirmishing going on by the raiding horse. Very annoying stuff. Not doing a lot of damage, but it's something that Attila has to keep an eye on so that he doesn't lose too many cavalry units here. And again, a wide infantry formation for Attila the Great. The problem is again that a lot of these units are going to lose. The veteran legionaries are going to do well, and he has a lot of veteran legionaries. But on the flank here, this flank is going to crumble so quickly, being only Hastati and Principe. If he isn't able to flank effectively here, it's going to be very difficult for him to make it work. And as you can see, the terrain also favors Achilles here, because Achilles is going to be fighting downhill while Attila is going to be attacking uphill. And the already devastating charge of the tribal warriors is going to be made even more devastating by Achilles being able to charge downhill. So I'm not sure what I would have done here if I was Attila, because this is not a good engagement for Rome at all. This is exactly the opposite of the kind of Roman engagements that you want. Having a single line of legionaries going up against a single line of good barbarian melee infantry. It looks like Achilles is going to start making his move here. The Hastati are not responding. Ooh, this is bad for the Hastati. They're getting charge orders at the last second, but they're going to go down super quickly here. Getting some nice javelins into the raiding horse. But look at the Hastati. Let's see how the Principe do. Principe getting attacked by tribals. Yeah, they're not doing well. Oathsworn going to stomp all over Principe. So I think we'll see what we saw in the previous battle, and that is Rome, the center line of Roman troops being defeated all across the line. Tribal warriors charging veteran legionaries. When the veteran legionaries don't get their charge, the tribal warriors should do well against them. Units of Thracian warriors getting into the Equites. Units of tribal warriors trying to stop the Equites from getting into the mercenary Thracian peltas. And they're actually doing a fairly good job of it. The Equites are only medium melee, but I don't think that Tylis really needs these mercenary Thracian peltas to take care of the Roman army, because they are doing so well in all of these engagements. There is nothing that Rome can do to stop this from happening. All of the Roman forces are being destroyed. The rear charges are not coming in time. Tylis got great engagements, great charges, and at this point it's GG. This unit of tribals is getting destroyed by 2 veteran legionaries. So it looks like Rome is going to be able to win here. Rome is probably going to be able to win here as well against the tribals. But on this flank, things are just massively against Rome. Still a lot of Equites left on the field, but they're going to get charged now by Celtic warriors and tribals. Here we have the veteran legionaries being charged by tribals. The Equites charging into Thracian warriors charging into veteran legionaries. And now this battle is devolving into clusterfuck status quickly as Attila the Great is trying to get to the skirmishers and get into the rear of the Tylis army. But look at the Oath Zone here. They have only taken 9 casualties, and they've killed 118 already. So that's how devastating Oath Zone can be on the charge against Roman forces. Tribals up against veteran legionaries. The unit of tribals is probably going to lose that engagement. But the Oath Zone just destroying the Equites. The raiding horse destroying another unit of Equites. And there is nothing that Rome can do at this point. Everything that Rome does is just delaying the inevitable. Rome is going to get charged on all sides by strong barbarian infantry. And I think going for the single line Roman army is just begging to be defeated by a barbarian sword rush. There's nothing you can do to stop the charges. Having the cavalry on the flanks is super dangerous for Rome, because that means that the infantry main line is just open to getting charged all day. So I think it's much better to go for the frontal cavalry charge and then pull out your cavalry and then go for rear charges to ensure that your legionaries are going to be able to hold out, because they aren't even going to be able to hold out for long enough for you to be able to get around if you just match up these units against the barbarian units. So the Celtic warriors up against the Stati did very well. Oathsworn just slaughtered veteran legionaries. Tribals didn't do great against veteran legionaries, and they won't, but they will be able to hold. Thracian warriors getting a nice amount of kills, so I think it would have been very, very difficult for Rome to defeat this type of Tylis army, because if we match the units up one by one, Oathsworn are going to be able to defeat veteran legionaries every single time. Celtic warriors are going to be able to defeat Stati when they get the charge. The Celtic warriors are going to destroy Equites legionary cavalry. Tribal warriors might not win against veteran legionaries all the time, especially if they don't get great charges, but being supported by Oathsworn and Thracian warriors, I don't see what the Roman infantry is going to be able to do against this type of Tylis build, unless it relies on some more skirmishers, because this Tylis build is very weak on cavalry. The cavalry is easily dealt with, and unless there would be an elephant on the field. But still, using an elephant against this amount of infantry with all access to javelins can be very difficult as well. So Tylis is definitely a hard matchup for Rome, and especially on this map, especially if Tylis is the attacker on Armavir, it's going to be massively difficult for Rome to be able to do anything about it. So the score between Achilles and Attila the Great is now 1-1 as we move into the tiebreaker game. Strength and honor.